After years of dating toxic men, modern women on TikTok say they don't know how to feel loved, or how to accept love, how to let a man love her, which is interesting. Women do talk a lot about the bare minimum, but without the bare minimum, a lot of women have nothing to work for. But I hope you're doing well, hope you're focused and on your square. Yeah. She's dated nothing but toxic men, never had a real long-term relationship, it's just been hookups. But then a man comes along who sees her more than a hookup. Women that are used to being hookups, the men that see them as more than a hookup, sadly they're the fools of men, because they see her worth as more than she may even see herself, or even care to. So yes, a lot of men are toxic, but in a world and time where toxic wins, why would you care?
The red flag on that day.
I'm waiting for
this.
it.
This is it. Yeah, this is the thing that made me like, I didn't see him again.
Oh God.
He said to me, we were sat there and I was going on rambling about emotions and stuff, and he was like, I've been really upset this week. I was like, oh no, why, what's up? He was like, well, my favourite Power Ranger died.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
No, I'm serious. Yeah, and I was like,
speechless.
yeah,
I texted my boyfriend this morning and I was like, do you wish that I did this for you more often? And he was like, get out of your head. Get out of your head. And I was like, you know what? Yep, I'm going to go back to bed. I did not realize how hard a healthy relationship was going to be after mentally abusive, physically abusive ones, or like trauma or childhood struggles, because holy shit. This is the hardest relationship I've ever been in. By far the healthiest, but the hardest.
Interesting.
By far the healthiest, but the hardest.
The healthiest, yet hardest. This man, by treating her good, treating her like a person, is making her struggle to, see herself as a person.
Damn.
Yeah. I make a lot of points, but as a man, I see this in a lot of women. You can see the breaks in a lot of women. It's easy now. Maybe because so many women are broken, but you can see it. And it's not completely bad to save a woman, but the point is, some women were never meant to be saved.
Because of how much I have to mentally overcome just to allow myself to be loved. By far the healthiest, but the hardest. I come up with these scenarios in my head so often, and I tell myself, like, there's no way this is real. Like, there's no way that this person truly is genuine. Because, like, no one else has ever been. Like, no one else has ever treated me well or treated me with well intentions or had put their best foot forward. So it's so hard for me to be like, yep, I'm going to let my guard down. I'm going to allow myself to feel these things. Like, you don't get that warning when you get, like, your first real and genuine love.
The comment section to this video and a few other ones were so intriguing. The amount of women that said they pushed men away because they couldn't deal with him treating her good. There weren't any red flags. There weren't any bare minimum. Now, admittedly, it's women, some accountability on women's part, some. It's some women admitting that they did not want to mess a man up who they saw was actually decent.
Side eye.
And what did a lot of them do? Go back to the toxic. It's what they used to, what they love. It's what gets them off, yeah? Yes! Again, why a lot of women shouldn't be saved. You can think it's cold. The reality is a lot of women should never be saved.
By far the healthiest, but the hardest.
They can't be.
Good morning.
If I want to sell my pussy, what's the problem?
Here are 5 things no one ever told me about being in healthy relationships after a history of toxic, unhealthy, dysfunctional, or abusive relationships. I'm Emmy. I'm a certified trauma-informed coach as well as a abuse survivor, and I am here to help as many people as I can have thriving relationships after trauma. So let's get into it. So no one ever told me that I would have a hard time committing to people who were actually trustworthy and who were showing me lots of green flags versus I would throw myself at and attach to people who had done absolutely nothing to earn my trust or attachment.
And that point right there, that juicy point right there, is why I call cap on what a lot of women on TikTok say. Because a lot of women on there know this.
Throw myself at and attach to people who had done absolutely nothing to earn my trust or attachment.
A lot of women on there have done this. A lot of women on there, they're not talking from a place of they've been in consistent relationships over long periods.
Nope.
Some are talking of nothing but situationships, hookups. They've been side pieces, hold the chicks.
Suck it.
You're not the one for him.
They were never the main. But a lot of them are talking from a place of acting as if they've been in good relationships when they haven't. A lot of them have no idea what that's even like, to be treated well by a man and accept it. And what it does show is a lot of women like to be treated how they see themselves. Don't do more.
No one ever told me that even though I logically wanted a healthy, safe, supportive relationship, I would be much more attractive to patterns of high highs, low lows, chaos, and dysfunction. No one ever told me that ignoring or pretending the past abuse that I went through wasn't a big deal would not help me whatsoever to move forward from it. No one ever told me that I'm worthy of a secure relationship, and it's possible to create a secure relationship even if you don't have a secure attachment style.
And that point right there again, you know, men that don't care, men that are actually toxic, they don't care about what she just said because they benefit off it. They benefit off women being so broken that they're easy to manipulate. And it's like what women call toxic to me doesn't make sense because a lot of women are in toxic relationships right now. A lot of women are dating men who don't see them as anything special. El Garbarge. But because they're in something, they want to sell to the world that, yo, look, I'm in this great thing. I'm loved and cared for. No, you're not, woman. No, you're not. You're being tolerated. And sadly, a lot of men see women in bad situations. They know and can see this woman's not fully happy. You know, she convinced herself that she is, which is, it's great women do this. But a lot of men will try to save a woman from her own
Bullshit.
like, woman, you're torturing yourself. And that's where a lot of men go wrong. There are a lot of women who are broken. That means her traumas, her cracks, her breaks, her dents, the holes she has in her. It doesn't matter how much love you fill her up with. It's always going to leak out.
Damn.
She's not used to containing such emotion.
No one ever told me that breaking the cycle of trauma and abuse would be really difficult, and it wouldn't be something to undergo lightly or think it's no big deal, but all that work that you put into it does pay off, and it is absolutely worth it to have those healthy relationships that lift you up when you've had a history of really painful relationships.
I divorced my husband because I was making a certain amount of money. I divorced my husband because I thought I didn't need him anymore. I divorced my husband because I had this senior position at work and thought I held the same position at home.
Now, before she continues, this is a woman who already had a good, decent man. So this one's slightly different, but fascinating nonetheless. She had the decent man, but she thought she was better and could do better and could get better.
That is bullshit.
Of course.
I divorced my husband because I thought I was better than him because I had my degree now.
Oh, yeah, how hot. Yeah, how hot.
I divorced my husband because I thought a successful marriage meant I was here and he was down here. That is not success. That's fucking sickness. I found myself divorced and out there looking for love in all the wrong places. Fucking this one and that one and that one and that one and this
How
one
fun.
and that one. And my body count going up and my value going down.
Outstanding.
Body
Count going up and my value going down.
At least, thank you. She can admit that. And it's not misogynistic because women know it themselves. What did she say?
body
Count going up and my value going down.
I'm just
Amazing.
gonna call it like a TI is. All the while, my husband done found somebody else building a relationship and building a life with them. I should have stayed married to my husband. I felt like I was on this dark road with no street lights, pitch dark, and I couldn't find my way and didn't know which way to go. I felt lost. I felt like I was walking barefoot on that dark road with pebbles and hot rocks sticking my foot. I felt hurt. I felt alone because every time he and that one and this one and that one left my bed, I was alone all by myself. Body, and which was supposed to be soft and comfortable for me, my pillow, it was now filled with tears. I should not have left my husband. I am filled with joy now because I have a wonderful man in my life. And although my marriage to my ex is over, I should have stayed with my husband.
That's kind of rude to your new man, but at least, yes, accountability. That's actually beautiful. That's beautiful. She went to the street. This is a woman who, she got her degree and went back to the street. Okay, very modern of her.
Now, believe me, he was angel. But guess what? Neither was I. I just thought I
Exactly.
was better than the man. Peace.
No one talks about the fact that after a toxic relationship, you go through these cycles of desiring them more than anything in the world, and also simultaneously hating them and feeling guilty for it because you don't want to hate them out of the fact that you had love for them at one point, and you also don't want to feel like you want to be with them because you know how much they hurt you. And when you talk to people about it and they're like, how could you care about someone who hurt you so much? It doesn't make sense because you can't express feelings in words. You can't say exactly what it was that you experienced with them. And most of the time, what we were feeling with them, what we were in love with, was the feeling of love, not necessarily them. So we're missing and craving this feeling of love. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they're the only person who can give it to us. It's just that our brain is confused and longing for something that we were used to feeling. It's so hard to get through that. And I promise you, everyone feels it. It's okay.
Many women have no idea how to accept love because they have never truly been loved. You can say it's from their dad never loved them, therefore they can't believe a man could ever love them. Have a nice day.
Up and my value going down. Down.